Okay, I'm really upset and really happy at the same time.
But why, Patrick?
Remember back when I made this video? Okay, if you didn't watch it, it was basically a theory that nothing interesting is happening and that nobody's creating waves. Just in the music market right now, it just seems kind of dull and boring. I still stand by this theory, but I think I've figured out a little bit more as to why this is. Now I'm just gonna give this to you straight, so I want you guys to really think about what I'm saying and try to process it. Don't be so biased. Don't just be like, you don't know what you're talking about. Just give it a shot. And of course, make sure you're hydrated. It'll help you think better.
Got my eyes XX, I'm in my mind sex. She want my time next. They on my line text. Got my eyes XX, I'm in my mind sex. She want my time next. They on my line text.
I really think there's a lack of a movement happening. When you think of an artist today that's relevant, maybe they're not super poppin' at the moment, but they're relevant, you can almost associate them with another artist. If you think A$AP Rocky, you got Ferg and the A$AP Mob. When you thought of Pump, you thought about Perp X, you thought about Ski Mask. When you thought about Peep, you thought about Tracy. Maybe not so much anymore, but in the beginning, when you thought of Drake or Nicki Minaj, you thought of Lil Wayne, any of Odd Future, Tyler the Creator, Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, Ab-Soul, you think of Kendrick. I mean, you can really build associations with most artists. There are only very few artists that really don't have exactly somebody attached to them. People like Eminem, J. Cole, Soulja Boy. I feel like rap has always been about kind of coming up with a team. It doesn't have to be official like A$AP Mob, but you know, rappers that kind of work together and helped each other grow. And I feel like this was true all the way up until 2017 and 2018. If you really paid attention to the underground, you could look at Young Lean and the Sad Boys, Bones and Sesh Hollow Water Boys, Peep, Tracy, Goth Boy Clique. You could look at X and Members Only. Now those were like official groups, but regardless, there were still people associated with each other. People were helping each other grow. And those were some of the people that were early on the social media thing where that became their main driver of success. And they sort of built this like clout wave. They were making music and they were working together, but they were also building up clout on social media, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. But when they were all doing it together, they didn't realize that they were really making a movement. They were just doing these things on social media and it just worked for them. They were getting more likes, more engagement, which was translating to their music and to their shows. And some of them just had better pull and better numbers than even guys that were way bigger than them because they were in touch with the youth or the underground or whatever. So they basically learned how to finesse social media in order to grow their careers. Ultimately, it started with the music and then they were like, okay, how can we build this up more? But what happened is the generation that they inspired, which is the people from 2018 and beyond, looked at that and they looked at the social media part as being more important. Somewhere along the line in 2017 and 2018 and continuing to now, there has developed this extreme sense of selfishness in the underground rap community or people transitioning into the mainstream. People don't want to work together because everything is about clout and it's about clicks and it's about views. So if you give any of that sauce, any of that attention to another artist, you're taking it away from yourself. And people are just getting really jealous of each other. And trust me, I know a lot of artists. I've been around a lot of artists and I know that this is true because I've seen the way they talked, the way they treat other people, the way they treat other artists. It's very much a real thing. Everybody's competing for likes and clicks and views and attention. Now I get it, people are doing that no matter what, but the group method of artists working together to grow their brands together has proven to be the way since 15, 20 years ago. Because if you're an artist, listen up, you're not gonna be hot for 12 months out of the year. You're not gonna be popping. There are gonna be times where people don't care about you, or we're so oversaturated with music and just stuff that there's no way that somebody could be paying attention to just you all the time. So if you have a team and you have a group and you have people associated with you, okay, boom, you drop your album in January. People are listening to it for a month, cool, whatever. Then your man drops one late February. Okay, people are listening to him. They kind of associate you together. Maybe you got a feature on there, whatever. Okay, then your other homie drops one in April. Okay, now he's kind of associated with you and them and blah, 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 you know? So you kind of can stay in that relevance and you can mix with these people and support each other and take over. You get what I'm saying? Can you think about that? Now let's talk about the artists that are blowing up solo and not with groups. 6ix9ine was definitely one of the first people to do this. He kind of did everything on his own. I know he was associated with Treyway, but he wasn't really associated with another artist. It was him. It was just him. And he was doing all of the clout stunts that were needed to be done to grow his brand, but it was just him. Then you have Blueface. Again, who's Blueface associated with? Nobody. Did it on his own, the offbeat rapping, and he became one of the biggest artists, again, by himself. And now we see somebody like Lil Tecca. I know he's kind of associated with internet money, but honestly, he's just associated with himself. Now, he's new, he's got time, but all alone, not really coming up in a group. There's no family around him, there's no nothing, it's just him. Think about Lil Nas X as well. Where's his team? All these people have teams behind the scene, don't get me wrong. I know they have managers and whatever, all that stuff around them, photographers, their friends, but like, I'm talking about collectives, groups of artists. Really, what's more interesting than watching a collective of artists work together and just grow? I mean, all those collectives that I mentioned before, they were blogging, they were putting stuff on YouTube, they were constantly hanging out with each other. I mean, a lot of them lived with each other. And now record labels and just people in general know that other people pop off on social media, and it really doesn't even take that much anymore. So I feel like artist mindset is like, okay, I just need to do this one thing and then, you know, blow up on TikTok. That's like a new thing, right? So, oh, I just need to get lit on TikTok and then, you know, people start to see me, then I can get out of my mom's house. But when you have a million kids trying to do the same thing, it's not that interesting anymore. It's all the same. It's all blending in. And this theory has nothing to do with the actual music content itself. Some people like to argue, oh, if the music is good, it's gonna get heard. No. That's just wrong. That's just wrong. It's not, because there's so much good music out there and there's so many good artists. And whatever the sensationalized marketing strategies that the earlier rappers were using just aren't working anymore. I mean, we see people trying to do, you know, like dyeing your hair a crazy color and face tats and all that stuff has just been done before. It's just been done. So what else do people have to do? So the only thing left to do is go back to basics. Go back to what's always worked. And that's just build a real community, people making real music that's actually good and working with each other to start a movement. I'm convinced there's no other way. There's no more gimmicks. There's no more marketing strategies. There's nothing that you can do. Everything has been done. Name it, it's been done. I really don't want this video to turn into like a sales pitch for me or for whatever. I mean, it is my channel, so I can do whatever I want, but that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build something that feels real, that feels organic. I just want to build a community of people who are trying to discover new artists and who just want something real. Real people, real personalities, real interesting stories, real music, no gimmicks, no nothing, just fun. Just people having fun making music, doing something dope, creating a movement. And that's what I plan on doing here on this channel as well as mostly on JOTA, because Patrick CC is always going to be doing some weird video where I'm trying to do a clickbait title and whatever. I'm always going to keep doing that. But on JOTA is going to be none of that. It's just straight up, here's what it is. No clickbait, no bullshit. Like, this is an artist, check him out. And if you're an open-minded person, then this is like the place for you. We got to stop looking for what's hot. We got to stop just letting people who have big budgets just take over. There's no more room for any of this. We got to go back to what has always worked. Community, realness, authenticity. I hope that I made a decent point in this video. May have been a little bit confusing, but I'm pretty sure that you understood where I was coming from. Let's build something real. Because 2019 is dry, man. It's just a bunch of people trying old strategies. The music is like, whatever. What's happening? Come on. My name is Patrick CC. I'm out.